Joining me today is 124-game veteran of the Essendon Football Club and CEO of the ladder organisation, Mark Bolton. Mark, welcome to Freemasons Inside Story.
Thanks for having me.
We've just seen the cheque presentation from the Most Worshipful Grandmaster Bob Jones. What does the $25,000 mean to the ladder organisation?
Look, it means a huge deal. We're an organisation that was formed in 2007 by myself and a group of AFL players who wanted to make a difference in the issue of youth homelessness in Australia. And look, the work that we do with young people is having enormous results. And the support from organisations like the Freemasons, this goes a long way for us to be able to continue doing that with more young people.
Mark, I notice on the ladder logo it says tackling youth homelessness. Simple in theory as it sounds, but tell us a bit more about it. How really do you get involved?
Look, homelessness is a really complex issue. It's often, there's what they call them comorbidities and things like that, whether it's drug and alcohol, family violence and those sort of things, that homelessness is contributed, is a result of those sort of issues. So the response to homelessness is very complicated in itself, in that there's no one response for homeless young people. You need to treat young people on their merits and what their goals and aspirations are, and then you put about a program, that's what we do, to ensure that they break the cycle of youth homelessness themselves. We put together partnerships with different organisations and community organisations to ensure that young people are accommodated and supported with their journey with ladder, and then we provide, bespoke development opportunities for those young people so they can reach their goals and aspirations.
Mark, you played 124 games with Essendon, and most of our viewers will be supporters of you or the Essendon Football Club. How's the transition from a player to a CEO in such a unique organisation like Ladder? How's that developed you as a person, and how have you felt what you've seen, and how's it changed your mind and perception of things?
Playing AFL football is a really amazing environment. I was lucky. It was almost the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, and the easiest thing. It's easy in that you're paid to keep fit. You're paid to sort of play the sport that you love. It's really hard that it's all consuming. You're a footballer 24/7, and players. Even I've been out of the game 4 or 5 years now, and the guys are even more sort of required at the football club at any one time. So I think the way that sort of set me up for a life after football is that you learn discipline very quickly, and as a CEO of an organisation you need to be able to show that yourself, but also instill that in the people that you work with. So I think that was the key thing that I learnt, was around that discipline of self and sort of team as well.
Mark, tell us some of the success stories of the ladder organisation, or some that are prominent to you.
Look, coming from a football background, you learn to celebrate the wins, and that's what we try and do in our organisation, because it's as I said before, a very complex issue, and one where you receive numerous setbacks. But for us within the organisation, we make it really clear to us and our staff and the young people that we work with that we really need to celebrate success. As I said, we were looking over the 50 young people who have come in contact with the program. 95% of those young people have engaged in education and training. A further 40% of those young people have engaged in the workforce, which are those stats we're incredibly proud of. Down to the individual, you just see young people grow from the time they move into the project to the time they move out, where they've essentially transitioned from homelessness to independent living. So each day you turn up to work, you do get those rewards.
Now, Ladder isn't just in Melbourne. I believe you've branched out to Adelaide. Is there anything else on the horizon, or tell us a bit about Adelaide?
Yeah, Adelaide's a fantastic program. We work with a number of different partners over there, be that government, other non-profit agencies. We've got a project in Port Adelaide which is fantastic. It houses 23 young people over there, and the successes have just been just as good over in Adelaide, which is fantastic for us to be in an expansion site and to see it go that well. We've got big plans coming up. We want to expand in 2 sites a year for the next 3 years, so there's obviously a lot of work needs to happen for us to do that. Again, Freemason support is helping us do that and sort of lay the foundations for strong growth. The next site we're hoping is Geelong. We've gone a long way down there to work with corporates, but also the Geelong Football Club and government down there to start the same project down in Geelong, and hopefully Perth after that. So we really want to have a national footprint within 3 or 4 years.
Now, certainly with the people that you're dealing with, or the youth that you're dealing with, it takes some really strong people. What about the staff behind the scenes that are helping them? How have they been involved with Ladder, and how do you find people that can help people, with youth homelessness?
Look, it's the people that we work with are just as inspiring as the young people that we do work with. We have a really passionate group of people around the issue of homelessness and how we're going about fixing that issue. The people that we work with are, obviously from different organisations, from different disciplines, and we find that those partnerships that we form with those different organisations means that we've got a service that has no gaps and no overlaps, which is just really, really important. The people that I work with and work for me, it just inspire me every day. You look at the perseverance that they show and their willingness just to get down and do the work is just amazing. So yeah, well, look, we're really blessed to have a good team.
Now, ladder, obviously being the AFL ladder, you've got to have that AFL connection, and clearly it comes through you. Tell us about some of the AFL ambassadors and who they are.
Yes, look, we receive enormous support from the AFL industry, from the AFL Players Association and their support through to the AFL. Each AFL player that runs out on a weekend donates a portion of their match fee towards ladder, which as a group the players donate $150,000 of their own money in towards ladder, which is generously matched by the AFL. That's not all from the players. I mean, they, as you said, donate their time as ambassadors. So we've got Steve Johnson, Daniel Jackson, Ivan Marek, Joe Watson, Luke Ball and Andrew McLeod, who all donate their time to raise the awareness of the issue of homelessness, but also awareness of ladder itself. And then at the other end, you've got players that don't really want to get involved on the ambassador side of things, but actually want to roll their sleeves up and get involved at the program level. So we've got numerous players around the country donating their time to be mentors for the young people in the program, along with elite female athletes from sports like netball and hockey and those sort of things, who work with the young people one-on-one and I guess just walk with them on their journey out of homelessness. And it's a huge thing to have for these young people to have these role models that they work with, and it's one of those things, it's just really unique around our program.
Mark, Freemasonry is a journey, and we're really proud to be a part of the ladder journey as well. Thanks for joining me today.
Well, thank you so much for Freemasons support. I mean, the work that we've done with Freemasons has really impressed us, and it's sort of, I guess, the things that we share with Freemasonry have just, they keep on coming apparent to us, and not the least of which is the sense of community that's around Freemasonry, and that's something we try and work with our young people, is to connect them to their own community. So there's some very much some synergies there.
Great, thanks Mark.